Hey guys, I thought I'd jump on here and let you know how my first week went. It was pretty insane. It's been late nights all through the morning, all through the early hours of the morning. Starting at 11:30 p.m., not finishing till sometimes 4 a.m. And it's not because it takes time to place these trades. Like placing the trades takes 2 minutes. Like it's very quick. Unless you want to stay up and just look at the market and see what the trend is and see if, you know, the price of Tesla stock is rising or falling or just staying somewhere in the middle, just because you might want to try and get a better entry price on the contract to squeeze out as much premium as you can, get as much money from that contract as you can when you're selling it. But no, that's not what I was doing. I would pretty much place the trade shortly after the market opened, maybe like half an hour. And then I'd just be up because my brain would be racking and I'm trying to learn as much as I can. So then because I'm up already and my mind's going, I just study as much as I can and just trying to, learn on the fly here. But it was a really, really incredible first week. I made $18,870 up on this first week of trading options, which I think is insane. And that's in AUD, that's Aussie. So it works out to be, at the time that I did it, this conversion, $12,414. So that might change, but 12,414 USD, that's what I was paid. And then I just did the conversion. So yeah, absolute incredible week. Yeah, very happy. I feel a little bit like nervous that I haven't actually purchased the shares. So then once these options expire, I'm going to probably be placing some puts that are very close or closer to the strike price, because I just feel like I'd rather own the stock right now. I don't want to watch the stock go up into the mid or high threes. Not that that's what I think will happen. I've got no idea what's going to happen. But I just prefer to probably own the stock at around $295. And if I can dollar cost average into that, like I'm just praying that the stock price continues to drop. I really hope that the market freaks out and we have a bad earnings and everyone panics and sells, and that would be an absolute blessing for me. I would love that, so I can get in at a cheaper price. But if I can't, well, I can't. So yeah, we'll see what the next 2 weeks has to offer. It's going to be interesting. But yeah, in total, just a little recap over the week. I've sold, let's double check. I think it was 9. Oh, no, actually. Yeah, so I've actually traded 17 contracts. 2 have already expired. Yay! So that's good news. The premium that I received from them in the bank. Well, it's already you get it straight away, but now it's safe. Like, you can choose to, like when you sell a contract, you can choose to purchase it back. And that is obviously going to cost you money. How much money? Well, that depends. The contract could be worth less since when you purchased it, which is really good if you do want to purchase the contract and close it out and then you're absolved of any risk. Or it could be more expensive, and because it's more expensive, it's more likely that it's going to be assigned to you. So you could potentially lose money. So that's why selling the calls and selling the puts, you want to be happy with what the assignment result is, I guess. You can also roll it over down but that's not something that I'm too familiar with just yet. And I think rather than just kick the can down the road and put yourself into that situation, it's probably best to just it's probably best just to sell your options at the strike prices you're willing to enter the stock in or exit the stock out of. That way, if it does happen and you do get assigned, it's an outcome that you were already happy with. And yeah, that's my goal in all this. The 2 contracts that have already expired were 2 11th of July puts. One contract at $285, and that was $150. And then 2 contracts at 287.5, and that gave me a premium of $300. So that's 450 USD. Boom, straight away, safe. Don't have to worry about it. Happy days. I also bought a covered call, just for some upside protection while I've got, all these, sold all these calls and sold all these, I guess, puts. Just in case my puts don't get assigned, I was like, what can I do? So I bought a leap, expiring, what was it? I think July 26. I'll confirm, but that's up already. So happy with that. If I wanted to sell that contract back to the market right now, I could for a profit and close it out, and then I'm not at risk of losing potentially on that contract, because when you do purchase a contract, the risk is you lose the amount that you've outlaid to buy the contract. You're doing it because you want to, your return is going to be much higher than selling contracts for that premium, that insurance. Okay, the first thing I did was I just looked at the Tesla chart, and I was looking at the RSI and the Bollinger Band, and I wanted to actually get exercised on the put that I'm selling. Like, I do want to get some stock. Having Tesla stock go from 290 to 310, like, just makes me feel like, I prefer to own the actual asset than be trying to trade options and make money on it. So I wanted to look at what the Bollinger Band was, just to get a sense or a feel for what range is the stock price likely or potentially going to close in. Like, I didn't want to be too far outside of that range where, the odds of it occurring were low. Like, I do want to get exercised. So you can see 292 and 312, I think it was. So I went to the 1st of August and I decided with a 295 put. And the return, if it doesn't happen, you can see here, is around 4%. Because if I went 295 times 100 is 29,500, and you take your return of 1,070, divide it by 29,500, and then that's going to times 100, and that's going to give you your percentage of what your return is in regards to your risk, I guess. So we have a probability of profit here of 73%. So that the odds of this actually happening is around 27%, which, is actually pretty low. So I'm being quite hopeful that the stock will fall into this range and by the expiry date, and but I'm hoping with earnings coming up that, the stock likes to drop a little bit. That would be best case scenario. And then the Greeks here, the delta, and I also use this like as a rough, like, the odds of it kind of occurring. Like, if the odds of it occurring are high, you're probably going to have a higher delta. And if the odds of it are low, then you're probably going to have a lower delta. And then UGEMA here, UGEMA changes the delta. So when the stock price goes up $1, the gamma will change, or down, the gamma will change the delta by this amount, 0.847. So you would just get your 0.847 plus your 34.99, and then if the stock moves up or down $1, that's the increase or decrease of the delta that's going to occur. So then your theta is how much value will the option decrease every day. And so if you're picking an option that's close to expiry, this theta is going to be a lot higher if nothing else changes. Cool. So then I decided to go with 2 contracts, at a bid of 1140, or ask of 1140, which is a little bit higher than what the current ask and bid is, but that's okay. Like, I wanted to just get a little bit more premium for it, if I could. We're back. Sorry, I had a little bit of break, went and had something to eat. So there's been a bit of a change in lighting, change in position. But where were we? Right, so that's pretty much how you, and then you press submit, and that's pretty much how you sell a put. It's the same for selling a call, and it's the same for buying a call or a put as well. I'll create a more in-depth video on how to actually like place a trade and just explain the columns a bit more. So if you've never done this, then you've got a bit better of an idea of how to get through it. Especially if you are using Interactive Brokers, I can find that this interface is extremely packed with a lot of information, and I found it personally just a bit overwhelming. Never have used it before. They also have the benefit of using a paper account, which I would highly recommend. I didn't get to use one, unfortunately. But if I was making a recommendation, that would definitely be it. Use the paper trading account, and I can show you how to use that as well, because a reason as to why I didn't is I couldn't figure it out, even though it's right there in front of the screen when you log in and it says paper trading. You just gotta click it, and that'll change your account from live to dummy. So anyway, I'll detail that in another video. But yeah, so just looking back at the account, you know, yeah, and guys, that's pretty much it. That's been my week. It's been a fantastic week. I've learnt a lot, and I'm glad to see things ticking along. There's a couple of there's one call that I've sold, which I'm a little bit nervous about, and I got a little bit greedy and I did it for the premium. And so I'm hoping the stock price does not reach that strike price, and if it does, hopefully by expiration it's dropped below and I don't get assigned. But yeah, we'll see what happens in the future, hey? Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.